The House of Representatives has made a passionate appeal to citizens not to embark on the planned nationwide protest over the current economic hardship in the country. In a show of their willingness to support Nigerians to navigate the hard times, the federal lawmakers have unanimously agreed to a 50% pay cut for the next 6 months. Meanwhile, some northern groups are divided over the proposed strike, while the Arewa Youth Ambassadors has vowed to continue with the planned protest scheduled to commence on August 1, aimed at expressing its dissatisfaction with President Bola Tinubu's alleged anti-people policies. The coalition of concerned northern youths and students says it has withdrawn from the planned nationwide mass protest because it has taken political dimension. Another northern group, the Northern Initiative for Growth, has in the meantime written the Inspector General of Police and DSS to formally notify the government about the August 1 nationwide strike. Well, joining us in the studio to discuss the move by the House of Reps and the extent to which it could go to assuage those spoiling for the hunger protests, including the northern groups having mixed reaction over the protests, is the convener of the North-South Progressives Alliance, Alwan Hassan. Thank you so much, Alwan, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. So what do you make of this? I mean, it's a potpourri of events. Why the federal lawmakers are saying that, please calm down, don't go ahead with this. We have, especially in the north, several groups spoiling for war, and others saying, no, there's a political motive to this, we've withdrawn.
So I think I agree with people protesting, but being careful in protesting. I don't want us to be looking at what happened in other countries and now try to apply it to Nigeria. What is happening in Kenya? Yeah, what's happening in Kenya, it's actually not good for the country. Let's be patriotic Nigerians. And calling out the president and saying they want to protest against him, this president has all the time since he was president last year, that's in the last 1 year, he has all the time think of what to do to mitigate the suffering of the masses. And people calling from states saying they are protesting against the president, I think it's not right. It's not right in the sense that if you look at the monies that are being shared in fact in the last 5 months, monies shared to the states, people should protest in their states and call out their governors. The monies that have been sent to the states by the president or by the federal government, what have you done with that? People call out the president unnecessarily. You have state governors you have voted and elected into offices. These state governors are being given monies shared by the federal government, headed by the president. They collect this money, keep quiet, do what they want to do with it.
And converting the monies.
Converting the monies into dollar, do you understand? Anytime they share these monies, dollar rises. So, but somebody from Bauchi is calling for a protest against Ashwaju in Abuja. That does not make sense. Call a protest against your governor in your state. The monies you have, in the last 5 months, this government has shared 1.5 trillion naira to 36 states. How much have they shared last year between 29th May to December? There is a lot of money going to our states, and exactly what the president is trying to do, Sumner, by taking the bulls by the horn and going to the Supreme Court to affirm the constitution that says local government must have autonomy.
Yeah, and some of the governors are unhappy about that.
Yes, why? Because why? Because if you do that, they will not have enough money to steal.
Well,
do you understand?
When you say stealing, I
yes,
mean, you're
of
going
course,
raw.
Because they don't know what.
Because we have EFCC and ICPC that are supposed to prevent stealing from going forward.
Let me tell you, they don't do what the right thing is. Misappropriation is stealing. It's wrong to misappropriate funds. A lot of them do misappropriations. And that's what I call stealing. Some of them steal. Yes. If you ask me, I tell you, see, if you count the monies that go into our state's coffers, the joint accounts, and you now go round the states and see what those states are doing, you'll be crying for the people in that state. But the people in the state will now start calling out the president. Yeah, but as if the president is not sending his... There are 3 tiers of government: the federal, state, and local government. These are the people. That's what the Constitution says. So ask questions. And when we have a local government autonomy, people can now go to their local government secretariat and ask their chairman, what has he done with so amount of money that was given to you at the end of this month?
Yeah, and people are beginning to say that the federal government looks like it wants to tell the states what to do with their monies. The monies belong to the states, and the governor should be allowed to do whatever they think the
monies does not belong to the states. The monies belong to the local government. They are a tier of government. The monies belong to the local government by constitution. There is a local government autonomy. But this president has seen it to himself to go to the Supreme Court and affirm that constitutional right.
Yeah, seeking financial autonomy.
Absolutely, and it is good. And look at what he's done with the minimum wage. The fastest ever. We have increased minimum wage. I think this is the 7th time we've increased minimum wage. This is the fastest in less than 9 months or maybe 10 months since he came in.
Actually,
like a year.
Negotiations started since April.
It's actually the fastest at 70,000 naira. That's about 125% increment.
Well,
and he's saying instead of
133%.
So, and he's saying instead of 5 years, we're going to review after every 3 years. Sumner, let me tell you, the truth is, we should be patriotic enough to love ourselves.
Yeah, but Nigerians are hungry, and that's why they want to go to the streets to let those in government know how bitter they are. And the protest is not just against the federal government. But why does it look like
that is what
Abuja is more worried than the states?
No, because everybody is worried about Abuja. When I have a problem in Kano, I call out Abuja. Look at what is happening in Kano. There is nothing going on apart from politicking. It's either there is a problem with success with the past governor and the present governor, or there is an issue with Emirate, and there is nothing going on, absolutely nothing going on in the state. And people are not calling out the governor and saying focus on governance and leave politics. Everybody will now start calling the president. Do you understand what I'm saying, Sumner? And Sumner, talking about hunger, I'll give you an example. I was in Kano. I'm from Kano. I was in Kano during fasting, Sumner. A sachet of a pure water, ice blocked, was sold inside Ramadan at 700 naira per one. 700 naira. Immediately after Ramadan, it came down to 200 naira. Wow. It is the poor that is inflicting pains on the poor. We need to love ourselves. The same thing happened during the Eid al-Fitr, the Big Salah, the Eid al-Kabir, the Big Salah. I was in Kano 2 days to Salah. The basket of potato was sold at 120,000 naira. Immediately after Salah, it came down to 30,000. Is that Ashwaju? Is that the president? Is the president going to Enkaba market or Dakata market to take up the prices of commodities?
There should be measures for consumer protection, and we have a Federal Consumer Protection Commission. And so this is what people are saying, and the federal government should work to tame inflation.
So, but if the populace have decided to inflict pains to themselves, the government will not have an option. The only thing is, yes, of course, our agencies should work. NOA should orientate people about the happenings of the government. The Consumer Protection Council, everybody needs to just be on their feet. But at the same time, Nigerians should be patriotic. We should look at ourselves and love our people.
Now, let's talk about this planned protest, Alwan. Why does it look like it's the North that is driving it this time around? Because I've seen lots of clerics. I mean, the Islamic clerics in the North are divided at the moment. People are accusing them of going with the government, while others are accusing the government of wanting to split them and all of that. What exactly is going on?
So you see,
and people say that this looks like an anti-Tinubu protest.
So you see, that is where I say the NOA need to do a lot of works. Just last week, or this week, somewhere around the week, I saw the MD of NAL Fund, that's the student loan.
Yeah, the student
talking
loan.
about the enrollment of over 100,000 people. And almost 60% of those students, or 70% of those students, are from the North.
Yeah, I mean,
do you understand?
Too,
do you understand? So
the interest actually from the North
and it's ironical to now see that it is the Northern Nigeria that is getting more on the student loan, and it is the same Northern Nigeria that are now coming out to say, I want to call out the president. It tells you that there is a transparency in the process. The president is from the Southwest. He did not tell the MD of NAL Fund to now give focus on his region. He told him to just do the right thing. And 70% of the people that are applied and are getting paid, are getting their loans, are from the Northern Nigeria. How about the palliatives that we are giving to governors? That is why I say people should call out their governors. 5 billion naira Since last year.
Yeah, but the government has been criticized of not, being smart in some of its policies. Like, for example, how can you justify the sharing of 20,000 bags of rice to Kano State and 20,000 of bag of rice to maybe like Abia State when the population differs, or maybe Ekiti State and Gombe and all of that? Shouldn't
So
it
you
have
see,
been
Sumner,
proportional based on
whatever it is you do as a government, people will criticize. If you now decide as a president to give Yobe 5 trucks and give Kano 20 trucks, they'll complain.
Yeah, but I mean, shouldn't it be based on proportional distribution?
I think it's okay, and I think it's okay to share the same numbers. There is no problem in that. Meanwhile, there is over 4.3 million bags of fertilizer that are being shared for free from the CBN.
Well, so many people say that the governors seem to have hijacked that sharing of fertilizers, and farmers are not getting it.
So it means we ask our governors the questions. The president has given an order to CBN to share it out for free. CBN brought a proposal of selling it at 50%. The president said, no, 4-point-something million bags of fertilizer, give it out for free. For God's sake, this man is trying, Sumner.
Well,
he's trying to get his hands on things.
He still has to do more.
He can't do it alone unless he has people that will help him. And those people are the ministers, the people around him, the ministers, and the governors.
Now, do you read political meaning to this planned protest? Because that's the major reason why I brought you here, in terms of what people are saying. Because, I mean, there's someone from Cross River, Ray Murphy, who said that, look, this planned protest is heightening more in the north because there seems to be an anti-Tinubu agenda.
I don't think so. I'm from Kano, and I'll tell you that whatever it is the planned protest might have been hijacked by politicians. It started naturally as a protest should start, but maybe hijacked also. But I'll tell you, Sumner, someone that is hungry is telling you, I'm coming out on the 1st of August and I'll spend 10 days on the streets. How do you feed him? How does he feed?
Well,
do you understand? If I'm hungry, I want to come out to the streets and stay for 10 days. If I'm not comfortable, you think I can do that?
Well, maybe there are some people behind the scene, because I mean, we've
had
the precedents in 2012.
So
when there was a fuel subsidy protest, there are allegations that the president, while he was in the opposition, I mean, were some of the backers. Could it be that some opposition politicians are backing them too?
We're not saying they shouldn't back them. They should back them. It's democracy, and they have the right to protest. One needs to be very careful. Your right ends where mine begins. We should know that if you think you have a right to protest, I have the right to move freely in my country.
Yeah, did you watch Senator Alain Dume's interview, I mean, right here at Arise, where he made some very strong statements on the level of hunger in the north and the cost of food, which eventually some people said was responsible for the APC kicking him off his principal position as the Senate Chief Whip.
You see, I agree with Alain Dume, but it is wrong for a leader to speak the way he spoke. He was speaking like we would speak.
Well, if he's not allowed to see the president to express himself,
he should write to the president. And he has seen, and hold on, this is a lawmaker, for God's sake, Sumner. He doesn't need to see the president to bring out laws that will mitigate all these things. He has the Senate president as a friend. Speak to him, tell him. If you need to write to the president and make sure
this is someone who's at the top hierarchy of the Senate.
And speaking the way he spoke, Sambo, it's wrong. He was speaking like the way we would speak. Do you understand me?
So are you not saying that the APC and the president, as is been alleged, are also wrong for them to have fired him because of his views?
The president?
I mean, that's
what
that is what people are saying.
No.
The Senate and the APC were only following the sentiments of the presidency, that no one should challenge the president.
The party will always fault such an utterance. And I think that was why the party took that position. Although it's stiff for me.
Yeah, I mean, coming when the former chairman of the Northern Senators Forum was sacked
the distinguished senator was wrong to have sat here and say what he said. It's wrong as a leader and somebody that should at least be a call away from the president.
Alwan, isn't there free speech in Nigeria?
There is a free speech in Nigeria, but I am saying a leader, he brought panic to people's minds. He is not just an ordinary person on the street. This is a leader of the Senate. We have just 109 members in the Senate. He is one of them and their leader. And coming out to speak the way he spoke gives panic to people's minds. Do you understand? They want to bring back the narrative we had during Buhari, that he is not the person, somebody was cloned, he doesn't listen to people, he doesn't speak to people. This is the narrative they want to bring. Please, can we just go beyond that?
Yeah, man, people are beginning to also read meanings to all of this.
I saw the president. I saw the president after Alwan on this same platform. When Alwan went to meet him, I saw the president talking that I want the local government to take over. People are in the local government. Farmers are in the local government. I want the local government to take over their funds. This is the first president that had done this.
Yeah, I mean,
Sumner.
lots of Nigerians are actually giving him his flowers. But my own position is that we've seen that Senator Abdul Ningi spoke about certain issues and what looked like an agenda against the North, and he was relieved of his position. And he also had to resign as the chairman of the Northern Senators Forum. And now this is happening to Ndume. Are you not worried for President Tinubu that he may be seen, or his government, or those who are loyal to him may be seen to be taking actions that projects it as if he is anti-North?
How is Asiwaju taking action on the floor of the Senate?
Well, they said that...
We have seen history. If you go back to history, any one of them that had ever been that careless was suspended. Any one of Senate or House of Reps that had been careless as these two were, was suspended. So why would we now say it's an Asiwaju's issue? It is not his issue. They have that. They are like a cult, thing, you know. If you try to come out and speak against your party, especially the ruling party, or against ideals, we'll suspend you.
So what do you say to some of the northern groups that have said that they're hell-bent,
I need them to come down,
including with one of them writing to the DSS and the police chief, that they will be going out to protest?
I understand their issues. I understand people are passing through hardship, but it's just a matter of time. This president is doing a lot. Sumner, Asiwaju is not sleeping. He's doing a lot to see that he is mitigating all these things. Think about, I saw yesterday on the same platform, in Kaduna State, the federal government is sharing CNG kits. CNG kits. Yeah. He's investing 100 billion naira on CNG. You don't have to buy fossil fuel. Even if the PMS is expensive, he is giving you another chance to buy it less. 100 billion naira on that. He's buying 720 buses, CNG buses, 100-seater.
Well, we're all waiting to see these bosses and all of that. Alwan,
they're coming.
Alwan, Hassan. And of course, the House of Reps are actually backing him by saying that they are, for 6 months, they are cutting off their salaries by 60% and all of that.
Kudos to them.
So hopefully, maybe with all the support that President Tinubu is getting, it will help to assuage the feelings of those who are coming out to protest.
Sumner, and of course, my brothers and sisters that want to protest you, please take it easy. Take it easy and let's just give him time. He's just a year. Let's give him time. At least maybe December or another year. Let's give him 2 years. You understand? He has 4 years. Let's give him 2 years and see what he's going to do to mitigate the issues on ground.
All right. Well, Alwan Hassan is the convener of the North-South Progressives Alliance, and he has joined us to help us understand some of the issues related to the planned protest on the 1st of August. The House of Representatives also saying that they've slashed their salaries by 50%, and of course, what the Tinubu-led administration is doing to reduce the hunger and hardship in the country. We must thank you so much for joining us.